There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colón. Dr. Colón and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colón.
You're listening to Destination University, a podcast for college-bound teens and the parents, mentors, and educators who support them. If that is you, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Cynthia Colón, TEDx speaker, college admission strategist, and author of the book, Be Committed, Get Admitted. Welcome to Destination University. We help high school families successfully navigate the college admission process by helping students create an action plan, become interesting applicants, and write compelling essays that increase acceptance letters. As a former admission officer at Vassar College and an elite private school counselor in Los Angeles, I have coached, mentored, guided, and worked directly with over 10,000 students. I know what it takes to get admitted to top 100 colleges. As my gift to you, I'm revealing the exact admission committee process we used at Vassar. It's all in my new guide, 4 questions admission officers ask when deciding who to admit or reject. You can get that at drcynthiacolon.com/admit. In the guide, I share the 4 questions I used in the 12 minutes I had to review an entire application. I give you the order I read the application, what I was looking for, what I highlighted and took note of. If you've ever wondered what admission officers are looking for and how decisions are made, well, today is your lucky day. Again, go to drcynthiacolon.com/admit. Okay, let's get to today's episode. Okay, this morning I got an email from a parent who asked and said, we're really interested in essay camp, but we're wondering, why do we need 4 essays or maybe even more? And I thought, oh my gosh, that's a really great question. So today, as a bonus session, I'm going to walk you through a bit about the essays. I'll relate it back to our topic of this week, which is majors and how it all plays a role in your application. So does that sound like a good use of time? Just type the number 1 in the chat if that is something that you're wondering as well. Just like this mom was like, why do I need so many essays? Thank you. Hey, Alexandra, good to hear from you. Okay, good. All right, fantastic. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, let me start with this. I'm going to start by talking about what we focus on in essay camp and why. These are our signature 4 questions that every essay camp we go through. So we believe that every student going through the application process needs these 4 essays. You need to have a who am I, a what am I good at, what's something cool about me, and a future connection, or an easier way of talking about that is like, why this major? So who am I gives the cultural, family, the background, the context of who you are and where you come from. The what am I good at typically, not always, but typically is like your leadership essay. What are you really good at? What do you love to do? Where are you a leader? Okay. The something cool is just something different, something maybe not obvious to the reader. It's just something that if nobody was paying you or giving you a grade, you just love to do just because you love it. And the future connection to connect with our topic this week is a major. We believe that you've got to show some kind of reason, rhyme or reason as to why you're choosing this major. No matter, maybe it's just a class that you took at school. I took biology class the teacher was great and I think I want to major in biology. That's not a good example because I'm telling you not to choose biology if you can avoid it. But I took a statistics class, or I worked at McDonald's and I fell in love with business, or whatever it is. Okay. So some kind of essay that would explain why you're interested in what you say you want. Okay. So you may want to screenshot this. Those of you at home or you can easily screenshot. These are our signature core 4 essays. Okay. All right. So now you might be thinking, all right, well, what do I do with all of those? Why do I need all of those? If you are a Gen Xer like myself, yay, holla, you likely just wrote one essay, one, what they call your personal statement, and it was like a 600-word essay. Okay. Can I get a amen or a chat, a number 1 in the chat? If you're with me, please. Most parents are with me with that Gen X thing. Okay. So you did one essay. All right. So if you're applying, I'll say this and then I'm going to show you. If you're from California or if you're applying to the UC system, University of California system, that alone is going to be 4 short answer essays, just 4. It used to be 1 and then it was 2 and now it's 4. So we're going to start with that as a base. If you're also then applying to the Common Application using the Common App, that's now going to be a 5th one because you need a personal statement for the Common Application. Okay, so now you have 5. For every additional Common Application school, you're going to be required of that institution to submit an additional 1 to 5 essays, 5 additional essays. Okay, so Stanford, it's like 5, for maybe the University of Washington, I think it might be 2 or 3. So it just depends on where you're applying. Each college is going to require additional essays. You got it? Are you with me so far? Yes? All right. Thumbs up, those of you who I can see. I see you, Michelle. Hi. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ruby. Okay, I see you. All right. Let me show you what we show them in essay camp, but also in our goal package and beyond. We actually do this exercise with the students because I hope you're sitting because it's daunting to look at. But you need to know why. Like this parent was like, I don't understand why I need all these essays. Well, I'm going to show you. Okay. So this is an example of a student who was a gold, or I think he was a platinum member. So he had extended support with our essay camp into the fall. Okay. And so what this is showing you in black, can you all see this? Let me just make it a little bigger. You might have younger eyes than I do. So one of the additional sessions that I had with this young man was just to do this thing. He had done everything in black. He wrote down everywhere he was applying. And then in our session, what we did was we said, okay, what do you have already that you wrote in essay camp? Now, this kid happened to do 2 years of essay camp in a row. So he had a cadre of 6 or 8 essays. So everything in blue was our reminder of an essay he had already written. So he had these ready to go. Okay. So everything in blue, he was going to just repurpose from what he did in essay camp. He was going to repurpose what he did in essay camp. Okay. Everything in purple was something he didn't have yet. Okay. But he gives ideas of like, oh, well, maybe I can take from my trees essay, maybe here, maybe there. Okay. I can't see you, so I'm hoping this is making sense. I'm going to give you a couple of ways you can do this same exercise on your own or with us, but it's daunting. Okay. And it has to be done to save you time later. And I'll explain why in a minute. Here's another student and the way he did it. He did it slightly different, and this works as well. So what he wanted to do was put everything that he needed for the Common App. This was a non-California student. He's from Maryland. Okay. So he took essay camp with us, and then he put everything into just a doc, a Google Doc. Okay. He wrote everything here. Now, let's get down to here. Okay, that's all Common App. Now he then puts on a Google Doc. Okay, Georgia Tech. Here, why do you want to study and choose the major specifically at Georgia Tech? Well, he already wrote that essay from essay camp because he wrote the future connection, why this major. So he's going to just plug that in. Okay. Okay. Then he wrote, okay, Penn State. What are the extra essays? He starts to plug in everything he already has. Purdue, etc. This was a STEM major, a kid who was a STEM major. Okay. So this is just another way to do it, but you've got to get it down on paper so that you don't. The biggest mistake that people make, students, sorry. Ooh, that's loud. The biggest mistake is this. Students tend to think that they see all these essays and they start to draft each one as a new essay. And so I have students that report they spend about 100 hours in the fall, even after taking essay camp, even after being a private client of mine. Okay. And so they report needing to have somewhere between 18 essays to 48 essays. Okay. So I'm not trying to overwhelm you. I'm trying to be very real with you about what to expect. So the big mistake would be to actually try and draft 48 different essays. That's not a good use of your time. And that's not a good use of making sure you're turning in the best. So we rather you spend your time crafting 4 to 8 topics and then plugging them in where they go, repurposing and retooling the topics again and again. Okay. Are you with me? Yes. Ruby, Alexandra's mom. Hi, mama. Okay. So that's what we taught Alexandra, and Rhea's learning that right now, Ruby, in camp, because she's in camp right now. Okay. All right, let me continue and show you a couple other ways to do this. Okay, so that was Jeffrey. Let's see. I wanted to show you. Okay. One of the things I like to do, let's see. Where is that? No. We're gonna go over here. With my private clients, what we do is we sort of take inventory, right? So this is a student who worked with me privately and also took essay camp. And so we took inventory, we just listed them down. We said, okay, you've got a TAP essay, that's your something cool. The bento box is your who am I? Your leadership essay is what am I good at? Why this major is your sociology, and then why this college. These are all essays she had ready to go. Okay, so you see that she had 5. I'm pretty sure she had more, but that's what we did. And then she does this. Okay. So she lists them here and she did it slightly differently, but you can see still it's a spreadsheet. And then over in C column, we go down the list and we go, okay, yes, TAP essay. Okay, that's going to plug in here. Boom. Oh, in orange, need to write this one. Okay. So you've got to get organized to save yourself time on the back end. And if you can have your cadre, your repertoire of your essays and have like a little cheat sheet here, then you can go, all right, I'm going to plug that in here and here. Okay. So I will give you one more example of a student who had applied to very top schools. So let's just take a look here. So here's her essay inventory. She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 essays. We didn't use these too much, but we did have them. She had 8 essays really. And then this is what she did. So she, again, slightly different, but she had them all in one line, and then just below each college, she then listed what she had, what she needed to write. But by and large, because she had 8 on hand, there were not too many that she had to write from scratch. Okay. So you can see here the way she organized herself, and then the way that I helped her figure out what goes where and what she still needed. Okay. So here is an example of one that she didn't have and she needed to write after the fact. Okay, I'm going to pause there. It's a lot of information, and just see if I have any questions. Questions, comments, concerns. Is this helpful, you guys? It's overwhelming, I understand, but is it helpful? Type into the chat the number 1 if this is helpful. Okay, all right, good. Okay, excellent. So I wanted to make sure you understood, and I understand. Again, if you're a Gen Xer, you wrote 1 essay like I did. And I wrote 1 essay, got into my dream college, USC, boom. That would not work today because USC has, can't even remember, like 3 supplementals and then all these like little short answer essays. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I have a question here. Would you show the list of topics again? Sure. Yes, I will show that one more time. And then I want to share with you ways that you can get started with essay camp. So you can do a 5-day option, and we also are rolling out a 1-day option, and I want to be able to share that with you right now. So Daryl or Stephanie, if you can get those links ready, and I know Daryl updated our opt-in page, our web link. Okay, so get those links ready. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the list of topics the way we do it for camp. I see Mark and Lily, they're in camp right now. Ruby's daughter is in essay camp right now as well, and some of you have already taken essay camp. So one more time, let's see. Okay, I encourage you to screenshot this. These are our signature core 4 essay types. We believe everyone should have these. Okay. Who am I? What am I good at? What's something cool about me? And future connection, or I like to say, why this major? That's usually a question that you're going to get. Why this major? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Stephanie, am I missing anything that I should mention? Let me just show you one more thing, and then I'll show you the options to get started. I wanted to show you. Can you guys see? Am I still sharing? Yeah, I am. Okay. This is one of my favorite things to show you, because USC has something similar, and here's Chapman. They have these like quick answers. So Chapman has like, why are you interested in Chapman? So that's pretty typical. And then they have all these like little what we call quick takes. So like, what is your dream job? List 3 words, name 1 dish that you would cook for the admissions team, and so again, you guys, this is just about personality. Okay. This is just about personality, and they're trying to get a handle on who you are. So you might see something like this. Okay. All right. Let's talk about essay camp, and Stephanie or Daryl, can you pop into the chat these are people who are on here. They've already opted in today. And so let's just give them the direct link to the video page with the options. Yeah. And I'll show it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show it on my screen as well. Oh, is that the one, or is it this one? Hang on. They might both be the same. Hang on. Yeah, Perfect. All right. Awesome. So what we're doing here, first of all, I would encourage you to watch the video. The video is just a further explanation is exactly how we run our essay camp, and like it breaks it down into like what we do each day. So if that's of interest to you and you really want to understand how we do the 5-day camp, that's great. You can watch the video. However, what we want to share with you is this, what we've learned. I've probably made about 500 calls in the last 7 days, and I'm learning from you. You're telling me my child is so busy that I don't know if they can do 5 days, and we're coming up against it. You want to get a lot done before going back to school because your child is going to get busier, not less busy. And so what we've added here, and thank you to Stephanie and Daryl for getting this ready to go, is just coming to the first day of camp. We will have 4 more Mondays. We have 4 more weeks of essay camp. And so you can join for those 5 days, which is of course better, right? The more you invest in terms of time and of course financially, but the more you invest in time of yourself, the better results you're going to get. Okay, so I want to make that clear. So most people do the silver or the gold package for 5 days. That's your option. However, we want to make sure that everybody has an option, because day 1 of essay camp for $497, you can join for the 6 hours of camp. I know it sounds like a lot, right? 9 to 3 Pacific time. And what you're going to leave with, what your child is going to leave with, is up to 12 brainstormed ideas. They're going to have guided instruction, someone guiding them. And we draft 6 drafts on day 1 of essay camp. Actually, within the first 3 hours, they've done this. Okay. So if you want to join in on day 1 of essay camp, we do the writing. That's what they'll do. And as a bonus, you can stay past the lunch hour and we go over the common application and how to complete the common application, specifically how to complete the resume co-curricular section. So day 1 is very packed with value if that's all you could do. You don't have a coach, you don't get any feedback on the essays that you've written, but if it's a Kickstarter for you and your child, it's a great option. Day 1 is probably my favorite, followed quickly by day 3 of essay camp, okay? So that's the $497 option. The $997 option is if you're thinking, I don't know that my child needs 4 essays, and if I still haven't convinced you as to why you need more essays, and you just want to get the personal statement done, that is fine. We are offering, if you want to do the $997, the on-demand version, you'll get the lessons and the video tutorials, but you can also join in and sit in on essay camp for any week of the next 4 weeks, and get feedback, get a coach to get feedback on 1 essay, okay? So we just wanted to make sure that we weren't, missing out on those of you who definitely still need options and need a Kickstarter for your child, because you want to start this process before going back to school. And then just to recap for the silver and the gold, many of you know this already, but the silver and the gold, the biggest difference between silver and gold is that you get a coach for 5 days in silver, 5 days only, and you get, you'll leave with 3 to 5 essays. But the gold is that extended support through the fall. And one of the biggest things that we do is help you do that cumbersome spreadsheet that we just showed you. So everybody I just showed you as an example, they were at least gold, if not platinum or VIP. And that alone, I think, is literally worth its weight in gold, because I don't know about you, but that just gives me a headache just looking at it. And I'm in it. Like I know how to do it. So I would imagine it would give any parent a little bit of a worry. Okay. All right. I'll pause there and take questions. And Stephanie, if you have anything to add to what I said, go ahead. Any questions about any of that?
Dr. C, are you allowed to speak or only put in the chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Two questions. So after the 5 days, is my understanding correct that the kids will come out with at least 4 to 5 essays?
Yeah, the average is between 3 and 5.
Okay.
Some will leave with, there's always 1 or 2 kids a summer that leave with 8. So
Okay.
yes, Ria's aware of how to get from 4 to as many as 8. She's aware.
Okay. Okay. And then I had one related question, not to essays, but a general question. How important are college visits? And do you somehow put that in your application somewhere to show that, oh, I really want to be in this college. I came here, I visited, I liked it, that kind of thing. Does it make an impact? Do colleges keep track of this, that you came there? Does it matter?
Ooh, okay, you're speaking my language, Ruby. I knew I loved you when we had our conversation on the phone. So, okay, so yes, this is a question everybody probably wants to know the answer to. And basically, Stephanie, you can check the chat and see if you can answer some questions there. If you are wondering, does it matter if I visit colleges? The short answer is yes, it does. The second part of that is, does it matter if I visit online or, in person? So two things. Ruby's second part of her question was, are they keeping track? Many colleges now are keeping track of, that you registered for a visit, a tour, an admissions information session, whether you're doing it online or literally in person. Okay. So they're keeping track of that. So it's almost like I always say, it's like getting a gold star next to your name. Every time you register for something, you open an email, something like that. They're keeping track. Now, the very tippy top colleges, I mean, Princeton's didn't take my name or anything when I came with my nephew years ago. I said, oh, where do I sign in? And they said, just have a seat. So the tippy top schools aren't keeping track. Okay. So just know that. The better answer, or the better, response to one of parts of hers as related to here, right? You can see that we have our signature 4, but the gold and the VIPers, platinums, we work on why this college. There tends to be a diversity or community question. So as we think about an extension of those 4, those typically are the first 2 we also write in with our platinums and VIPers, okay, and golds as well, okay? So where it comes out, if you've been to visit a campus or done anything, if you've really done your homework, that's going to come through in your why this college supplemental essay. And almost every college asks that. Why of all the 3,000 schools you can apply to, 4-year colleges, why are you applying here? You have to really know, okay? So I'll give you a quick example for those that I work with. For me, my VIPers, if anybody says, I love Brown and I love Columbia, I say, you haven't done your homework, because those 2 schools couldn't be more farther apart. They are the extreme opposite of the Ivies, okay? So of course, we dive into why they're different, and that's not going to work. If you're thinking that, you've got to do something better. So to say I want to go to NYU because it's in New York City and it's got great academics, that's not a good why this college. So you've got to do your homework, okay? So that's where it will come out. All right, Stephanie, other questions we're seeing?
We had a question about, what if I'm not applying to the UCs? My response was, all colleges will require multiple essays, and all of those essays will come from the 4 topics.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Stephanie's absolutely correct. So I started by saying the UCs because you get to choose 4 out of the 8 prompts. For the Common App, you get to choose 1 out of the 7 prompts. And then you see all the supplements that I displayed here. Variety, you saw Penn State, Purdue, UMD, as well as Harvard and University of Chicago, USC, Chapman. It doesn't matter how competitive or how less competitive it is. Every college is asking for these extra essays. So the core 4 comes from us understanding that at minimum, you're going to need to use this. I'll give you another story as to why. So again, day 1, just the Monday. Was there a question? There was someone who said my kid took the day 1 I can't see if you can find it, Stephanie.
My son did day one camp. Should he have 3 to 5 essays? I answered that day one is meant to be a start. They should leave with an outline and a draft of maybe 2 to 4 essays.
Correct. Right. Yeah. Okay. So once again, what we're offering, because at this point, if your kid took either like a workshop, just a 3-hour workshop with Coach Stephanie, that was really literally a little bit of a start. Because now we're in camp, we're not offering those 3-hour workshops anymore, because we're all of our coaches are doing camp for the next 4 weeks. So what we're offering is the first day 1 of essay camp, the Monday. You can only register for any Monday following Monday for the next 4 Mondays. July 29, August 5, August 12, August 19. So choose a Monday, any Monday, if that's the only amount of time you can give. And on that Monday in essay camp, the students leave with 6 drafted essays. 6. We do timed writing, and that's what they leave with on day 1. Okay. So you as the visitor will also get that. Okay. I think I interrupted myself. I was answering a question, and I'll just stay on for just 10 more minutes. Let's see. And if they apply to the Honors College, yes. Thank you, Michelle. If they apply to the Honors College, that's even more. A quick story that one of my students, she was kind of a unicorn. She was a superstar a couple years ago, but that's not why I'm telling you the story. But I'm telling you because she was applying to multiple colleges, and she had been working with me since sophomore year, and then in essay camp. So she had looked at her essays a million times. And here we are in December, getting close to Christmas, and she had deadlines in January, and she started crafting new ones. And I said, "What are you doing?" She's like, I think that I'm getting tired. I don't think that's, good. That essay is not good anymore. And I said, "You're tired of looking at it because you've looked at it 100 times, but the person reading it has never looked at it before. And you've drafted, and it's been vetted and drafted at least 6 times, if not 8 times. So to start again, you'd be starting at draft 1. Trust me, you are not increasing your chances of getting admitted somewhere if you submit draft 1 or draft 2. That's never going to increase your chances. Okay. It's really drafts 3, 4, 5, 6 that you finally get to the golden nuggets. Okay. So again, day 1 is a great Kickstarter, but your child should also be motivated to then take that information and like run with it. So we give them a lot of tools in day 1. If you don't have the time for 5 days, my actual best recommendation is to do the 997, the essay on demand, because at least you'll get all of the tutorial videos and you can do it on demand, but then join us as much as you can and get at least feedback on 1 essay. So, if you're going to go 497, I don't know, I kind of feel like you might as well go 997. That's my own personal thought. If you can only do that, do that. I would choose that one. Okay. Any other questions? Hi, Olivia. Good to see you. Hi, Lori. Some are returning. Hi, Michelle. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Let's pop the link into the chat one more time, Stephanie, just so you have it. I would definitely, you guys, take a look there, watch the video. It gives you an extended version of what I'm telling you, what we do, and it breaks it down by day. Special note, we did add August 12th. That's probably not in the video. We added it because there are Californians, many of them will go back on like August 19th, but also our East Coasters, they go back actually after Labor Day. So August 12 and 19 are good dates for them. So we did add the August 12th as an option. So every week for the next 4 weeks, that's what we are able to do. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a happy rest of the day. Here's the truth. For nearly 30 years, I have worked at elite private colleges and/or private high schools. I know what well-resourced families do to ensure college success, and I can tell you, if your child is enrolled at a public or religious high school, chances are she or he is already 5 steps behind. However, today is your lucky day. To get you ahead of your private school peers, I have a gift for you. I'm revealing the exact admission committee process we used at Vassar. It's all in my new guide, 4 questions admission officers ask when deciding who to admit or reject. You can go to drcynthiacolon.com/admit to get your copy. I share the 4 questions I used in the 12 minutes I had to review the entire application. If you've ever wondered what admission officers are looking for and how decisions are actually made, you're not alone. Take action now to get 5 steps ahead and begin increasing those acceptance letters. Again, that's Dr. Cynthia Colón, drcynthiacolon.com/admit. That is all I have for you today, my friends. Thank you for tuning in to Destination University. I'm Dr. Cynthia Colón. If this episode has in any way helped, fueled, or inspired you, please share this episode with 3 people in the next 30 minutes. You can subscribe to Destination University wherever you get your podcast, and while you're there, leave us a review. It sure does help a lot. By subscribing and reviewing, you help to grow the community of informed families across the nation. And if you haven't binge listened to our previous seasons, do it. With each episode, you'll learn a new tip, trick, or strategy for success. Start with episode 1, the one word every parent should remove. You'll learn my mom's secret to ensuring college success for her daughters. And once again, if you found value today, please share this episode with 3 families in the next 30 minutes. I'll be sure to see you next week, same time, same place. Until then, wherever you are, may you have a happy and sunny day. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colón again and get one step closer to your success.